Hello everyone and welcome back to Being Lahori. I'm Rabia Yusuf.
I'm Zinia Azaz.
I'm Ramya Khanam.
And I'm Hamza Azam. And today we're going to talk about language in Lahore. So first let's start off with the main thing that got us here in the first place, which is the British takeover of India. So what are your thoughts on that?
In terms of imperialism manifesting itself into language, we see instances of it in additions that are made to dictionaries. So in the dictionary of the subcontinent, you have English words like love forming a place, taking a place. And then in comparison, you have words like chai positioning themselves in the English dictionary.
Okay, so you're saying that this sort of borrowing of words, it goes both ways rather than it being them transferring their language or like imposing it on us. But then in certain ways we've seen that it's been damaging too, especially with the formation of English medium schools by them, and then how like specific communities would have access to those schools, and certain communities like the Muslim community, they wouldn't have access to those schools, and then in turn they wouldn't get these high paying jobs as well, which would place them in a higher position of power.
That's true.
The fact that we still face these repercussions even to this day, because we still have that sort of system of English medium, Urdu medium schools, and the fact that English medium schools still hold a higher stature to Urdu medium schools.
Then there's also the entire point of them bringing along this Cambridge structure as well. So you have this entire imperialism being imposed in this way as well. So you have this sort of students who have a good socio-political background, who come from better families, from more wealth. You have them being able to pursue such degrees in, so in other subjects such as sociology and history and English, but you don't have that amongst, students who are from lower class families. So you do have this sort of Pendu culture that arises as well. So if somebody doesn't speak English the same way as them, there is that sort of taunt that comes towards them. You see that a lot in students even today, is that they'll be called Pendu, or if you don't know how to speak English properly. So there is that entire bullying culture that comes into play.
Yeah, I definitely agree on the Paintu culture, because I remember personally from my own days in school, there was this kid named let's say Ahmed, and he used to his English was never really good, particularly speaking English. So when he used to talk, it was very broken. But the thing is that these people that try really, really hard to speak English, I think that should be admired. On top of the fact that as a person, he was very great in his English. It was surprisingly very entertaining and funny to hear. I remember one time he went up the mountain when we went camping, and he would just shout from the heavens, "That's very nice!" And it would just be very entertaining. I think that stuff like that is important to our culture, and it shouldn't be demeaned for what it is.
It's interesting that you've brought this anecdote up, because we have sort of made English our own as well, and we actually do have this as a certified variety of English, and which is called Pakistani English, I guess, where we've incorporated all of these words and phrases into our language and sort of added our own mix into it. And I think that because English is a global language and it's sort of like everywhere, I think that by sort of making it our own, we can preserve our cultural heritage in that way.
And it's also important to understand that we're not necessarily preserving an old form of language, but rather we're giving birth to, and we're getting accustomed to this new evolved form. With that, we come to the end of our video. I hope you guys like it.
Thank
Bye.
you so much for tuning in.